Welcome to Leader Lifestyle Hub. As we have set the target of completing 200 book summaries in the entire year, here comes the book number 191. The name of the book that we have today is A Universe from Nothing. Let us see the top three lessons and target audience of this book. A Universe from Nothing. Why there is something rather than nothing. Written by Lawrence M. Krauss. Let us see small information about Lawrence M. Krauss. Lawrence M. Krauss is an Canadian-American theoretical physicist and cosmologist who taught at Arizona State University, Yale University, and Case Western Reserve University. He founded ASU's Origins Project in 2008 to investigate fundamental questions about the universe and served as the project's director. So here are the books that he has written. A Universe from Nothing that we are reading right now. The Physics of Star Trek, The Edge of Knowledge, The Physics of the Climate Change, Quantum Man, and The Greatest Story Ever Told So Far. So let us see the target audience and top three lessons of this book. The 20-year-old college physics student who is curious to know more about how our universe began. The 54-year-old who is fascinated by the stars and wants to understand them better. And anyone who wants to learn about the past, present, and future of our universe. Let us see the small synopsis. A universe from nothing will enlarge your knowledge of our expanding universe by showing you how it began, what we are learning about it now, and what will happen to it in the future. Let us listen from the author himself, Lawrence M. Krauss. The amazing thing that every atom in our body came from a star that is exploded. And the atoms in your left hand probably came from a different star and than your right hand. So even each and every atom in your left hand came from a different star, and each and every atom in the right hand came from another different star. The amazing thing that every atom in our body came from a star that is exploded. When I was a kid, I would sleep with my head at the foot of my bed so I could gaze at the stars as I drifted off each night. I loved recognizing constellations like Orion and the Big Dipper, seeing the moon and wondering what was out there. As I grew, my love for the stars did also. I got a telescope for my 18th birthday and still remember the night I found our neighboring Andromeda galaxy in it. Exactly, I told my family members that the image seeing we were seeing that night was about 2 million years old. If you are fascinated by the stars and our universe, then you are going to love Lawrence M. Krauss's A Universe from Nothing, Why There Is Something Rather Than Nothing. It will show you the origins of great expanse, what we are learning about it today, and even what the end of it all will be like. I have always loved the learning about the space and our universe, and this didn't disappoint. While some of the concepts in this book are complex, I like how it explains them in a way that we all can understand, easy format. The attachment to the dogma that science rules over faith was a bit much for me, but I still enjoyed this book and think you will too. Let us see the top three lessons. Here are my three favorite cosmic lessons from this book. Scientific research confirms that the expansion of our universe is real and is getting faster. And if you think there is nothing in the billions of miles between planets, stars, and galaxies, you are wrong. And the third important lesson is eventually we will be only able to see our own galaxy due to expansion of our universe. Get your telescope ready because we are going about to go on a journey to the stars and the universe. Let us see the lesson number 1. Our universe is expanding and doing so faster each and every day. Everything we know began in the Big Bang 14 billion years ago. A lot has happened since then, including a lot of expansion of human knowledge about outer space. We have come a long way since thinking that the Earth was the center of our solar system. Today we know that through observation that our universe is expanding. Physicist George Lemaitre predicted that a theory of relativity that came from Einstein meant that our universe was not stationary but growing. Even Einstein rejected this theory, but not long after he was corrected by observation. To understand how scientists figured out this, you need to know about the Doppler effect. If you are sitting somewhere that you can hear the cars going by around you, you will notice that the noise of a car makes is different as it moves past you. Take a moment and try it yourself. Try it out yourself. Suppose you are sitting somewhere that you can hear the cars going by along with your road. You will notice that the noise of a car makes is different as it moves past you. Research confirms that this same effect happens with the light. Objects that are moving away from us have different shades of colors than those heading in our direction. In observation of the colors that celestial bodies have, researchers found that almost everything in our universe is moving away from us. Looking more closely, they have discovered that the longer distance an object is, it is moving away more rapidly. This confirms the theory that our universe is expanding very faster. Let us move on to the lesson number 2. Dark energy and dark matter fill what we think as emptiness between we can see in our universe. So what we say, the space, the emptiness, right? So that thing is all filled with dark energy and dark matter. So we know that the universe is expanding, but what is causing this? Just as blowing a balloon up requires air, so does our universe have a force pushing it outward. The trouble is, there is nothing we can observe that is causing this. Physicists thus call this force in empty space as dark energy, but they will still can't explain where this propelling force comes from or even what it is really is. Recently, 1 or 2 days ago, one profound scientist, I had a talk. They said that how the moon is moving or how the earth is moving and how the planets are revolving around the sun. All these questions we have discussed. What was the force applying on them to move? So that was the discussion we had earlier 1 or 2 days ago. So there we have came to conclusion that there is a force of environment which is of 5 elements. Sometimes it might be earth, sometimes it may be sky, sometimes it may be air, fire, and space. Whatever the 5 forces that are propelling forces which making all the things are movement. So that's what we have came to conclusion. So let us see how these authors are saying. In addition to this mysterious energy, scientists have also discovered that most of the universe is invisible. They call this dark matter. But that is a little confusing because we can't see it. We can judge about anything if we can see that. A better way to think of this unknown substance is invisible matter due to the fact that it is not visible to any one of our instruments. Even the telescope, all these things will not able to see that. Why? Because that is the dark matter. So how did we discover these strange pieces of our universe? Calculations to determine the rotation rate of our universe show that there must be more mass than we can see. In other words, the observable universe just is not heavy enough to cause the speed at which we are rotating. Thus, invisible matter must exist. Next time you look up at the night sky and see the darkness between the stars, one star to another stars, you can remember that there is an invisible something there pushing our universe outward. This was the discussion, the same discussion happened. There is some energy or some force which is pushing each and everything outward. That force is invisible. Let us move on to the lesson number 3. Although we can currently see neighboring and even distant galaxies, eventually our expanding universe will make this impossible. Let me repeat this. Although we can currently see neighboring and even distant galaxies, eventually our expanding universe will make this impossible. All right. So we have mentioned the invisible part and observable section of the universe. But there is another idea of the great expanse we have not discussed. That is the part of the universe that we cannot see because it is too far away. We can see only the current solar system only. So there are multiple galaxies around in the universe. Outer space is really big. As we have seen how Chandrayaan mission went for moon, how much distance it has taken. And if you see the sun and earth, there is a vast distance. Outer space is really big. It is so vast that we have to speak in terms of light years. So, or how far light travels in 1 year. As I mentioned before, when I was looking at the closest galaxy to ours, it was 2 million light years away. So what is our nearest galaxy is headed at 2 million light years away. But most objects are much farther than that. Some are so far away that their light will never reach us. And the number of celestial bodies that we cannot see is increasing. Means the invisible bodies are getting increased. Think of example of a balloon expanding again and again. Pretend you are blowing up a balloon and that it represents our universe and can grow outward forever because it's blowing up faster each day. Eventually, everything will be so far apart that not even the light from the other objects will reach us. That means that scientists, trillions of years from now, will have no celestial evidence of the Big Bang, dark matter, and dark energy, or the expansion of the universe. They would wrongly conclude that our stationary, unmoving galaxy is all that exists. So let me repeat the powerful quotation that we have seen. The amazing thing that every atom in our body came from a star that is exploded. And the atoms in your left hand probably came from a different star. And the atom from the right hand probably came from a different star. So that's made the interest a universe from nothing. Why there is something rather than nothing, said by the Lawrence M. Krauss. Here are the three lessons. Scientific research confirms that the expansion of universe is real and is getting faster. And if you think there is nothing in the billions of miles between planets and stars and galaxies, you're wrong. There is something which is called as dark energy or dark matter, which is invisible to you or invisible to the devices. That means it does not exist. No, no. It exists, but you can't visualize it. Eventually, we will only be able to see our galaxy due to the expansion of our universe. So, finally, we can come to conclusion that there is an invisible force or energy which is making everything more faster. And remember that how the blowing up balloon, suppose you are blowing up a balloon and it is expanding every day, how it will expand. So that example will give you an prior exam, like a prior clarity that how our universe working and how it actually affects our body. This is all about a universe from nothing. See you in another book summary another time. Until then, stay connected, keep progressing to share your top three lessons or that you feel that what you have learned from the universe and what you have learned about Big Bang theory and all the lessons that you have seen. Even the we have working on Aditya L1 mission and lot of science research operations are going on. So what is your learnings? What are your takeaways from them? Share them lessons in comments below. Do like, share and subscribe.